Hello everybody. How are we doing tonight? Hopefully we're doing good. Hi everyone. Welcome in everyone. How is everyone tonight? How are we doing this Tuesday evening? Great. Glad to see you all here. Great to see you all here. Tonight is going to be a very comfy stream. I don't want to talk politics. I don't want to talk any of that. Tonight we're going to talk about music because today is 2112 Day. For those of you who don't know, 2112 is an album by Rush, who are one of my favorite bands. And so we're just going to chill and talk about music tonight. You guys know I have classic rock in my bio. I absolutely consider Rush among one of my favorite bands, and so we're going to dedicate this stream to 2112 tonight. We're also going to dedicate it to any music that we want to talk about. Let's talk about music. Music is amazing. Music has done so much for a lot of us and has been getting us through 2 crazy years thus far. At least for me, music is something that has gotten me through a lot, and I want to talk about my experience with music, why I love music so much tonight, and we'll talk a little bit about Rush, of course. We can talk about any kind of music you guys want. For those of you who don't know, I was a little bit confused as well a few years back when people were saying that December 21st is 2112 Day, because of course if you're American, you write the date 12/21, and so that's 12/21, not 21/12. But me being a dumb American, not realizing that it's International Rush Day, and in other places of the world, they write today's date as 2112. So today is unofficial 2112 Day. So for those of you who are confused, that's why it says Happy 2112 on the cover photo. So we're just gonna chat about that today. Wow, that was a loud car. I'm so sorry if you heard that. Today we're just gonna talk about music. So for those of you who don't know, whether you're a Rush fan or not, I think it's undeniable that every member of the band is insanely talented, and I feel like Nick Ashley in the YouTube chat. No, we have it right. The rest of the world has it wrong. I'm serious. I know, but I will use it the way the Europors use it for this stream so that we can celebrate 2112 Day. I grew up, just for some background on like why I like music so much. I feel like you guys are probably like, everyone likes music, but no, I have met some very untrustworthy, weird people that actually don't like music. And I say untrustworthy because if we disagree on genre, whatever, that's fine. But I find people that don't listen to music to be extremely weird. I don't care if it's classical or classic rock or any metal, anything in between. I just think people that don't appreciate music are extremely weird. That's just my opinion. I grew up going to classic car shows with my grandparents. My grandparents had a car club. For context, my grandparents are in their mid-70s now. My parents, at the time, were the youngest members of this car club, and my dad had a Chevrolet limousine when we were growing up, and so I grew up around old cars, classic cars, and grew up listening to music like the Beach Boys, the Beatles, any like surfer rock, anything like that, Elvis, all sorts of things. The music that my grandparents love, I grew up listening to at these car shows. And so music was a part of my life then, and of course my dad grew up in the 70s and 80s and also loves classic rock music, which is to him is just rock music. He gets a little offended that I call it classic. He's like, wait a minute, my music's classic? It's a little worrisome. But one of the bands that we would listen to all the time was Rush, and my dad has every Rush CD, and we would be driving around going to places, and my dad would pop Rush into the CD player, for the children that don't know what that is, and we would just listen to Rush. Moving Pictures is personally my favorite album But obviously I appreciate 2112, the album, the Rush album as well. So obviously Neil, the drummer of Rush, passed away a few years back now. And usually when random people that I don't know pass away that are famous, it doesn't affect me. But Neil passing did, because I bonded and connected with my dad a lot through music that he showed me and music that he enjoyed. And to lose that was very, very tough. Now, I will say, I did get to see Rush live before Neil passed. I saw Rush on their 40th anniversary tour, which I want to say was in 2015. I believe 2015, which of course is quite a while ago now. But my dad and I got to see Rush together. And the 40th tour, for anybody that didn't go, was basically them traveling back through time, starting with their newest album and playing all the way back to their original albums, back when they were playing in gymnasiums for prom. Imagine having Rush playing at your prom. Wild. My dad and I weren't going to go see them when they came through my city on the 40th tour, or the city close to us. But yes, that was the last tour. And they've come out and said there isn't going to be a reunion tour because it's not Rush without Neil, obviously, which I agree. And I know people want to see them, but if I had not seen them on the 40th tour, I would not want to see them without Neil. It's just not the same. And I appreciate that they thus far are saying that they're going to honor his legacy by not, having a reunion tour, because it's just not the same. My dad and I weren't supposed to go. Tickets were obviously super expensive. It's Rush, and it was in a large stadium in the city near me, or closest to me. And so we weren't going to go. And my dad was like, I really want us to go, but we don't really have the money. Tickets are really expensive. And then the night before the concert date, one of my dad's second cousins made a post on Facebook saying, hey, we have decent seats. They're in the upper balcony. They're overlooking the stage. My wife and I are deathly ill. We can't go. We really want to go, but we want to give them to someone. And so my dad got his second cousins, or somehow related distant families, tickets, and we were able to go. It was amazing. And it's so funny. I don't know. So I always joke, because I go to pre the craziness of the past 2 years, since now concert venues are requiring you get a shot. But pre the past 2 years, I go to a lot of concerts with my dad and his friends from high school, which sounds really weird, but if you guys know me, you guys know I am a total boomer when it comes to music. Everything from Boston, sappy stuff like Air Supply, Journey. If there's a sappy rock ballad, I love it and I live it and I breathe it. AC/DC, Kiss, Rush, Styx is actually my favorite band. Actually, my favorite band is not Rush. My favorite band is Styx, but Rush is pretty up there purely aside from them being good, it's just sentimental value. I like Rush a lot. And I'm very glad that I was able to see them before Neil passed, obviously. One thing I love thus far, about seeing older bands like Rush, they're just really, really good live. And that's gonna sound weird, but a lot of modern musicians, they just sound like shit. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, a lot of people that play live that I've seen that are more modern, they don't sound the same. And to me, when I was in concert, like sitting there with my dad, and my dad had seen Rush way back in the day, obviously, just like watching like us singing along, and like obviously I was one of the younger people there at the time. I was still in college at the time, and just like singing along and just having fun. Like it was a really cool experience. Really cool. And I know it's a boomer take, but like I fully understand. So for example, I have seen Foreigner live, but and I love Foreigner too, but a lot of the older, I also have seen Chicago live, which is very good, but a lot of the older bands obviously have switched out members over the many years, and my dad jokes that when I go to concerts with him where they've shifted around members a bunch, like since when he saw them when he was a teenager, he's like, oh, this is basically a cover band. You're not actually seeing the band, which I kind of get. So that is kind of unfortunate that like I'll never be able to see like original bands, but that is something that made Rush really cool because obviously you're seeing the trio. So that was obviously amazing. And obviously, they sounded amazing. And it was just really, really cool. And I'm really glad I got to do that. So music is a way with my grandparents and my dad and even my mom to some extent. I grew up around people that are mechanics that work on cars. When you're in the garage working on cars, what do? You put on some music, crack open a Bud Light, and you listen to music while you're working on cars and like chatting with the boys. And so I grew up very much around blue-collar people, hardworking. They were out in their garages, working on cars, things like that, growing up. And the radio was always on, and it was always on the local classic rock station. So I have very fond memories of, for example, my dad. We used to have this in the house that I grew up in, we used to have this huge fish tank. I don't know how many gallons it was, but it was a tropical fish tank, and so my dad would obviously have to clean it out every once in a while and would always put on music. And I like very vividly remember listening to AC/DC downstairs with my dad as he cleaned out the giant fish tank in our basement and like singing along. And so music has always been something that's very important to me, and I just appreciate it a lot. And I do. Classic rock is by far my favorite. Most of my favorite bands are classic rock. When I say classic rock, for those of you who don't know, because I'm understanding now and it scares me, like some people when they say classic rock, they mean like grunge and things like that. I don't mean that. I mean like specifically 70s and 80s rock music, just so you know. Like that's what it means to me, because I have classic rock in my bio on Twitter, and a lot of people are like, well, what do you mean by that? I'm like, okay, I mean 70s and 80s, like those people. So, which I get the confusion, because like, I mean, we are in 2021. It's getting to the point where like stuff in the 90s is, you know, it's getting there, but which scares me obviously because I was born in the early 90s. But yeah, I mean 70s and 80s. Robert said modern bands play to tracks, not actually live. Yeah, I think that is probably a major reason why. That is something that I miss. You think classic rock is a genre? That's fair. Well, what would you consider classic rock then, Nick? Like what like genre? Do you just mean like bands with that type of sound? Because I can kind of see what you're saying. Like a lot of the bands from specifically 70s and 80s have like a sound. I can't really explain it. I personally, hot take, I actually just really don't like grunge music. I just generally don't like grunge. Though I think I do like some songs from bands that are considered grunge. But like, I don't know. People get really mad when I say that I'm not really a Nirvana fan. Whatever. That's a whole nother story. Obviously, everybody's got different tastes. A lady called into a local rock station in my area, and they had her on the phone, and she was complaining that she really hates Boston, the band. And I love Boston, the band, and I was so offended. I was like, there are people that hate Boston, the band? Those people are crazy. Boston is awesome, but everybody's got their taste. Everybody considers things differently. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely an experience. Buddy Holly's legacy, it would take a portion out of the 80s, though. Yeah, I say classic rock, and people get really confused. Because to me, classic rock is like 70s and 80s. Not because they're old, but just because of the sound that they have, if that makes any sense. Yeah, Nick said, oh, I mean, it's not decided by the age, it's decided by the sound. Maybe saying it's a genre isn't the best way to word it. Yeah, I get what you're saying, for sure. Yeah. Do I like ska bands? I don't think I even know one. I don't think I know any ska bands. I thought ska was just a meme. Alice in Chains is cool. Yeah. I wouldn't call myself like a fan of Alice in Chains, but Alice in Chains has some really, really good songs. Some toe tappers for sure. Like those songs you like nod your head to, you know? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I just like all kinds of music, but 70s and 80s rock in particular has a really, really special place in my heart for sure. Yeah, Nick said, I agree with you more than the dummies who put Red Hot Chili Peppers, I'm assuming that's what you mean by RHCP, on classic rock stations. Yeah, someone, a couple years back, I've always had, like, classic rock enthusiast of something like that in my Twitter bio, and someone was like, you mean, like, Nickelback? And I'm pretty sure they were trolling me, but you never know. I had to get an MRI a few years ago, and they let you wear headphones in an MRI because obviously it takes a while. And they were like, what music do you want to put it on? And I put it on classic rock. I said, oh, classic rock. And I don't know what Pandora station the tech that was doing my MRI put it on, but like the first song that it played was Joan Jett. Fantastic. I've seen Joan Jett live. She's great. But the second song was Nickelback. And I'm in an MRI. I can't move. I just have to lay there and listen to Nickelback. I'm like, this dude is trolling me right now. Why would I want this? Like, sucks. Robert said, worked at an oldie station. 50s, 60s, and very early 70s rock. Classic rock format is some really late 60s, 70s. Now includes some 80s rock. Yeah, that makes sense. Emo, how are you? How are you? How are you doing? Gabriel, apparently some people think classic equals old and grunge is old now. But yeah, even 80s I'd hesitate lumping with 70s stuff unless it's very early 80s. It sounds different. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely, yeah. And like looking back, a lot of the music that my dad showed me was probably late 60s to early 80s. Like going back and like looking at what albums we listened to a lot and what years they came out, it was definitely late 60s, though more so early 70s, but definitely probably more so late 70s, early 80s. Libertarian Clips, have you heard any Runaways? Is it Runaways Cherry Bomb? Is that a Runaways song? I do know a few songs. They're one of those bands, I know a few songs, but wouldn't consider myself like a fan. There's a lot of bands like that where like I have a couple songs I really like, but I wouldn't like be like, oh, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Osmo, nothing your classic rock players can compare to the awesomeness that is. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what that is, Osmo. Jackson, I always thought classic rock and heavy metal were both just 70s and 80s versions of those genres respectively. Huh. That's an interesting way to look at it. Emo, we're talking about any kind of music. Emo, since you're here, what the hell is scrams? What is that? Right, yeah, that was Joan Jett's like original, because there's a movie. Didn't Kristen Stewart play her in a movie about that? Landfish. I suggest Streetlight Manifesto for ska. Everything Goes Numb or Keysby Nights are both great albums, both on Spotify. Yeah, but what genre is that? I mean, I know ska is the genre, but like, what does it sound like? Because I don't like every type of music. Emo said he's doing good. Good. Yeah, I was literally forced to listen to Nickelback when I was in an MRI tube. It was actually terrible. Classic rock station in my area just started playing the Foo Fighters, feeling owed now. Mine does too. Yeah, the one in my area also plays the Foo Fighters, who I'm like not the biggest. I'm not a fan of. I am not a fan of the Foo Fighters, but I really like Dave Grohl. I think he's a really cool dude. Ska is like punk rock with reggae elements. That sounds trash. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That sounds not good. Just like purely just my first impressions of you describing it that way. That sounds really bad. Jackson, ska is the punk and jazz and from the Caribbean. Yeah, that sounds not good, to be honest. They were a good rock band if you want to look them up. Are you talking about the Runaways? Thoughts on bagpipes? I think they sound pretty good. I'm kind of neutral. I used to really hate it, but I'm kind of neutral. It's fun trash. Are you sure? It doesn't sound fun. Reggae? Is that not how you say it? You're more of an Alice in Chains guy? Yeah. Listen to The Cure a lot. Friday and I'm in Love. I'm not really a fan of The Cure, to be honest. There's a lot of bands that, like, I respect what they've done for music, but I'm like not a fan. I'm a centrist on what? Oh, I'm neutral on bagpipes. If I have to take a position on bagpipes, I probably would prefer not to listen to them. But I'm not like a person that like I'm not gonna melt like a witch in the rain if I hear bagpipes. Smug Scotty, how do you feel about Skillet? They're the best of both worlds to me. Really awesome live shows. I have seen Skillet live, fun fact. Wow. I saw Skillet live back in high school, so it's been a while ago. I used to like Skillet, but honestly, I just kind of grew out of them. To be honest with you. There's a couple bands that I just kind of grew out of. And Skillet's one of them. In high school, I used to listen to a lot of like emo music and also rap music for some reason. And Skillet and Flyleaf. Anybody remember Flyleaf? What about Tool? I honestly can say I don't think I've ever heard a Tool song. Comatose and Collide, best Skillet albums. I feel like Comatose is probably the Skillet album that I was listening to when I listened to them. Z6. I have a pretty diverse taste, but mostly like metal, especially more extreme stuff. Libertarian Clip said, I've been in a more older metal phase lately. Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Motorhead, except. Very cool. I really like Judas Priest. My dad really likes Judas Priest, and therefore I like Judas Priest. That's just kind of how my music taste goes. Be careful what music you show your kids, folks, because they will probably like it. I don't know. Maybe some people... That's not really true, though. I grew up with my mom listening to country music on the way to school, and I'm actually not really a fan of country music. And by country music, I mean like pop country. I'm not talking like Hank Williams Jr., Willie Nelson, Charlie Daniels. Love them. Love that kind of country. Not really a fan of poppy country. Yes, Emo knows exactly what I'm talking about. Yes. I will not try to sing that because Cassie, I think that's the old lead. There's a different lead singer of Flyleaf now because the original singer got pregnant, like went to have a family. Great for her. But she was an amazing vocalist, in my opinion. And I cannot listen to new Flyleaf. No offense to the new singer. I don't know if I think Cassie is the original singer's name. I don't know if she came back. Oh, Waylon Jennings. Yes, that type of stuff. Meme Extremist, what's up? Maiden is better than Priest. I mean, Porque lo nos dos. Like, why do we have to pick between Judas Priest and Maiden? Stop it. Get some help. Why can't we just enjoy things? My favorite thing to say is, like, I really like Metallica and Megadeth because, like, I'm not, like, Lacey. Lacey's her name. Cassie was a Flyleaf song, I think. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh, wow, she got throat cancer and that's why she left? Wow, shows you how much I follow that. Wow. Well, good. I'm glad she beat it. She does solo music now. I might actually have to check that out because I think she's an amazing vocalist. At least back then she was. I don't know how your voice heals after having throat cancer, but that's crazy. Black Sabbath is better than Zeppelin. Why do we need to have this conversation, RC? Cassie is... Yes, that is a Flyleaf song. Osmo... Where'd you go? Oh, thoughts on Sabaton. Ah, yes, the Swedes. What is it about Swedish people and their ability to make really good heavy metal? Can we just talk about this? Pantera. I like Pantera. When I say I like Pantera, I like all the normie Pantera songs that everyone knows. British Knight, personal favorite band for me is Breaking Benjamin. Christian rock has a soft spot for me. I personally really, really do not like Christian rock. I really used to, but I just kind of grew out of it. I'm not really a fan. It just, some of it's like, I don't know. You guys are arguing about Dio versus Ozzy. That's so funny. Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash are exceptions to my no country music rule. I really like Johnny Cash too. Powerwolf? I don't think I've ever heard of Powerwolf. But if it's on your workout playlist, it's probably pretty good. Probably pretty good. Emo, favorite Acacia Strain album. Acacia Strain. I've always said it Acacia. Anyway, so that is a band that my husband introduced me to. And so therefore, I would have to go with Wormwood, I think it's called. The album with Bottom Feeder on it. From Strain is my favorite. That song is fucking brutal. It's amazing. I don't know who hurt the lead singer of that band, but like it made him make good music. So brutal, and I mean that in like in a literal way. I think Wormwood came out in like 2010, which was when I was in high school. Like right before I met my husband. So, but that would have been like probably what he was still listening to when he transferred to our high school. And so that is something that I was exposed to when I was like a teenager. So probably that. Oh, You Lift to Wormwood. Cool. Oh, so that's the album with Bottom Feeder on it. Yeah. That one's really good. There are a lot of bands from like the mid to late, like 2010 to like 2013. Let's say like 2009 to like 2013, like the era that I was in high school and my husband was a metalhead. There's a lot of like those bands that I really like, but I don't like their new music. I only like their old music. Or either I don't like their new music or I just haven't listened to it. Striper. Who doesn't love Striper? Fucking heathens, that's who. I love him. Yes, cuss when asked about Striper, Mackenzie. That's great. I really like Striper. My dad really likes Striper, actually. Yeah, there's a song called Bottom Feeder. That's a BTM FDR, Bottom Feeder. What about country like Tyler, Childers, or Coulter Wall? Love their music, fresh sounds while staying true to old country. I have never heard of either of those people. I'm going to be real with you. Powerwolf is wonderful. Operatic, werewolf, power metal. Wow, that kind of sounds amazing. Wow, okay, I'll have to check out their new albums then, Emo. Jackson said, it's cold and lonely in Nordic countries, so I imagine a lot of kids growing up jamming in their bedrooms. Honestly, that makes sense. Emo, did you not realize that I'm pretty sure BTM FDR is Bottom Feeder. Because, like, if you read the lyrics of the song, it makes sense. I've just always pronounced that song Bottom Feeder, not BTM FDR. I could be... I'm pretty sure that's the name of the song. Don't listen to them about Pantera. Listen to Vulgar Treadkill first. Yeah, I really enjoy Striper. I haven't listened to Striper in a long time, to be fair, but my dad really likes them, so I'm probably like them. Meme Extremist, bye. Have a good night. I'm gonna go game. Okay, bye. Rhapsody of Fire, another fantastic one. It's like listening to dramatized D&D campaign in album form. I'm not quite sure I would like that, but you always read it as the letters because autism. That's okay. I'm sure it can be pronounced either way. Let me scroll up because I feel like I'm missing things here. Oh, what I was gonna say is like I really enjoy Metallica and Megadeth, but there's obviously a feud going on there, and I'm just like, why can't I just enjoy both? Like, I don't understand. Def Leppard and Whitesnake with those rock ballads. I really like Whitesnake. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really that big of a fan of Def Leppard. Like, I mean, they're not bad, but like I don't like turn on Def Leppard if like you can't retract your comment. It's already on the screen. It's okay. I'm assumed you meant for me. You forget the schedule. It's all right. Let's be real here. Sometimes I start at 7, sometimes I start at 8. So Dave Mustaine is based. Okay, guys, hear me out. So one time to try to insult me on Twitter. This is a true and real story, and I have the screenshots to prove it. I know Dave Mustaine was in Metallica. I mean, please, come on, people. I'm not that disconnected. In an attempt to make fun of the way that I look on Twitter, someone responded to a tweet of mine that they did not like and told me that I look like female Dave Mustaine. Now, can someone please explain to me how that's an insult? First of all, Dave has great hair. Second of all, he's fucking awesome. Third of all, why would I find it offensive that you think I look like a really cool musician, an iconic musician? Like, why is that offensive? He's got long hair. If anything, he looks like me. I'm just saying. Emo said back, I know you listened to some Rise Records post-hardcore bands back in 2009. Yes, probably. Let's see. I need to, like, look at a list of bands, and I'll tell you right now. I don't know about this. I don't know about that, Emo. I don't know if I like any of these bands. I don't like Of Mice and Men. I don't like Attack Attack. I don't like Sleeping. I actually don't like any of these bands, Emo. I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't seen it. I'm looking at a Woe's Me. Don't like them. Don't like them. Emo, no, I don't think so. These are what I would consider like hot topic metal that I wouldn't like. Though obviously Acacia Strain, I like Acacia Strain, but I'm gonna be real with you. That's like the only band I'm seeing on the Rise Records list that I actually like. At least like old ones, like 2000, early 2000s. Oh, I don't know, Silverstein, however you say that. I'm pretty sure I've heard their music before. So my profile picture on Twitter used to be me with my natural hair but curled. And to be honest, they do have a point. Like, honestly, my old profile picture kind of did look like Dave, but how is that a bad thing? Like, it's a complete W for me. Like, I'm not seeing how that was an insult. It actually was an L for them that they thought that would be insulting to me. To be honest, maybe they were like a Metallica fan, like post Dave, and they thought that was like some kind of own. I don't know, but let's see if I have a screenshot of that, because that was hilarious. Here it is. Fava's Bane, what's up? Yeah, some guy responded to me on Twitter and said, not gonna lie, I thought that was Dave Mustaine in your profile picture. And I'm like, thank you. That's amazing. Mac Mustaine, that's me. What about it? Have you been seeing all the base shit that Dave has been saying about this whole, over this past 2 years? Like, yeah, I'm on board, sure. Call me Dave, I don't care. Do not care. Yeah, I will, I should have responded, flattery will get you nowhere. I don't remember what I responded to them. I think I quote tweeted them, and I was like, is this supposed to be an insult? Because it isn't. Hey Tyler Knox, what's up? Smoke Scotty, favorite Christmas tradition for me is going to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I have never seen them. Abel said your next cosplay should be Dave Mustaine. That would be funny. Megadeth is so based. Yeah, so a concert venue close enough for me to drive to is instituting shot rules if you want to attend concerts there. And the last show that didn't require it was Megadeth, Lamb of God, and Trivium, I want to say. And I wanted to go to the show so bad, but unfortunately I worked the night of the show. But I wanted to go so bad, and I didn't. But because it's very rare for me personally that metal bands will be touring and I will like all of them, because I'm just like, I just don't listen to a ton of metal. That's my husband's thing, but flattery, yeah. You get Asuka from Evangelion, but okay, yeah, well, good. I mean, yeah, to be fair, my profile picture was different when somebody said I looked like Mustaine, so. Trivium does an awesome cover of Master of Puppets. I bet they do. Yeah, I enjoy Trivium. I don't know a ton of their music, but when I hear it, when it's shuffled into my ears when I'm listening to music, I tend to enjoy it. So, one of my first experiences with libertarian circles, I did not realize, of course, that libertarians, a lot of libertarians, like Rush so much. And the shirt I'm wearing right now, this is always my travel shirt. If I'm traveling on a plane, I'm wearing this t-shirt. It makes me feel better because it reminds me of my dad. I feel safer when I travel in this shirt. This is my travel t-shirt. Usually I wear a hoodie over it, but I always have this t-shirt on. I was traveling through the TSA. You guys know how much I love the TSA. And I opted out, of course, because I like to make the TSA work for their money and assault me, obviously. And so I opted out, didn't want to go through the scanner. And one of the TSA guys looks at me, looks at my t-shirt. And this is after I opt out, so I think they were just a little pissy because, oh my gosh, they have to actually do work instead of sit on their fat butts. Looks at me, looks at my t-shirt, and says, "Rush, huh? Yeah, I never got the appeal." And I just looked at him and I just thought, why would you say that? Why would you say that? So rude. So Neil was very influenced by Ayn Rand, obviously, but I didn't know who Ayn Rand was. So I had heard that she influenced him, but I didn't know who Ayn Rand was until I got involved in libertarianism and the movement, whatever. And so I show up to this conference, this libertarian conference, in my Rush t-shirt, because I just got off the plane. I hadn't gone up to the hotel room and changed yet into more business clothes. And everyone's complimenting me on my shirt, like, "Hey, nice Rush shirt." And these people are like my age and maybe a little bit older, and then like some of the staff. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Why are all these people complimenting me on my Rush shirt? This is really cool. And then, of course, later I find out that it's because Ayn Rand, obviously, is influential in some libertarian circles. Email said, "Mac, have I shown you my Yes and other prog rock / vinyls?" No, you have not. Oh, fun fact, guys. I know because my mom made me pick out a Christmas present because I don't like to get gifts, and so she demanded that I pick one out. I am getting a record player for Christmas, and I am so hype, guys. I don't own any vinyl. My mother-in-law has quite a sizable vinyl collection, and I'm getting a record player, and I am so stoked. I have wanted one forever, and I know I'm getting one for Christmas. And we have a place down close to me that sells vinyl records, like vintage ones, like people bring them and like sell them for money to them. And so I'm gonna go the week after Christmas. My mom's gonna take me down and like let me pick out a bunch of vinyls, and I'm so fucking stoked, guys. So stoked. Smug Scotty, have you ever heard State of Mind's cover of Heart Shaped Box? I have not. Field Lifer said, libertarians are so autistic we bond over Rush. Laugh my ass off. Hey, that's not autistic at all to me. Not at all. Restored data. Rush has a lot of great music. My favorite albums, Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, were from the 80s decade. A lot of deep thought put into the lyrics and futuristic themes. Have you guys ever seen that? Have you guys seen that South Park, part of that South Park episode where they're making fun of Rush? It's great. It's great. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Abel said, I got a bunch of Marvel comic books from the 1970s on vinyl. They're fun to listen to. Oh, that's really cool. Field Lobber said, oh, dude, once you start collecting vinyl, you can't stop. I have a box full of records. I like to get cozy and set up to play on my stereo. It's so comfy. I know, I'm really excited. I listen to a lot of music during the day, like while I'm cleaning the house and working on editing videos and things like that, and making content for like the social media I run. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna get like a little wooden table to like sit the record player on. I'm real excited. Because right now I don't own any, which is crazy. Especially for how much I love the era that vinyls were huge in, but I just don't own any, which is kind of just very weird. I've always wanted a record player, but I've never had one. In other news, completely, well, not completely unrelated to rock music, I guess. I have decided that I want to play the banjo, and so, I'm saving up money for a banjo and all donations on my stream at my Ko-fi link or on my website. There's a donate button if you don't want to use PayPal. Every donation until I get a banjo is going to go towards banjo. Make sure you get a good needle for your record player. It helps. That's good to know. Father's Bane, do you have an amplifier or will it be built in? What is that in reference to? The record player? Random comment. If anybody wants to go into the deep end of black metal, listen to Achilles or Oratos. Did I pronounce those correctly? John Smith said, if police are high school bullies all grown up, TSA agents are the people the bullied all grown up trying to get revenge. It sure seems like it, doesn't it? I hate the TSA. I just truly do. You're imagining me in Deliverance. I know. I really said that I wanted a banjo. But good news. I have to show you guys something. This is crazy. So I posted about this on Twitter. Hold up. I posted about this on Twitter. And I am very proud to announce that I am at 57% of my goal towards getting a banjo. Thanks to everyone who has donated. So I'm very excited. Also, Fava's Bane, I am not getting, it's not like an old school record player. It's like a record player that plays records. It has an aux port. It plays CDs. It's like one of those modern ones. It's not like a classic one, but it does play vinyl, if that makes sense. So it's got an amp built in. And if it didn't have an amp built in, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I assure you that I have an amp. Many different sizes, in fact. I even have a pocket one. Well, I say me, it's not, they're not mine, they're my husband's. But we have plenty of amps in this house, trust me. That guitar is not mine, it's my husband's. I played piano as a kid. I've been wanting to pick up an instrument for quite a while now, and I have been listening to a lot of like Appalachian music with like violins and fiddles and banjos and all sorts of things, like bluegrass, and I am just obsessed lately. I'm just obsessed, and I'm just like, I want to play the banjo, and so I'm saving up for a decent quality one, because I have heard that if you get a really cheap banjo, obviously it's going to sound tinny, it's just not going to sound well, and it's going to discourage you from playing because it's just not going to sound good. So I am I'm saving up to get a hopefully really good, like a couple $100 at least banjo. And I'm already 57% to my goal. So thank you if anybody watching is a person that's donated to the banjo fund, which is what it is right now. It's fantastic, and I thank you very much. I will show you show you guys where I'm at here. I should look up The Devil Makes 3. They have some pretty good dark country. I definitely will. Let's see if I can do this right. This is the progress thus far of the banjo fund. I am currently at 57%, and yeah, I put in the description, 100% of donations will go towards a banjo. Yes, seriously. And yes, when I get good enough, hopefully, I will do banjo streams and play terribly for you all. It will be a thing. We'll do banjo streams. It'll be great. It'll be the whitest streams ever. It'll be fantastic. Very southern. We'd love to see it. Field Larper said, will there be a stream where you're playing the banjo and your husband's going to be blowing a jug? I would stay up late to see that. My husband plays the guitar, so though he plays electric, he doesn't like acoustic. But emo, check DMs when you get a chance. You won't recognize all of them, but those are my Praga Gen albums. Awesome. Bye, Abel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I also said you asked how I was feeling after having the coof, and I'm doing great. I'm doing perfectly fine. I recovered in it took me like a week to get back to 100%. I only had a fever for 2 days, and I never lost my taste or smell. So actually, it really just wasn't that bad, which isn't surprising because I'm in my late 20s and I'm fairly healthy. I'm not overweight, things like that. So not really surprising, but I saw that you asked at the beginning of the stream. I think it was you, and I'm doing fine. So have a great night. Thank you for stopping by, obviously. Watches The Watchmen. My late cousin toured with Devil Makes 3. Oh, that's really cool. Smug Scotty said, if you like Appalachian Country, you'll probably like Tile Childers. I will definitely... Hang on. I'm making a note in my phone. I'm making a note on my phone, and I will definitely check him out. Because, yeah, I would probably really like that, actually. He has to play a jug or spoons, and I have to be wearing overalls and chewing straw. I have overalls. And also, I'm not going to dox myself, but me getting a banjo is not cultural appropriation, I promise. I'm not going to dox where I live, but it's not. He was in the band Brownbird. Oh, really cool. Yeah, I've never heard of Devil Makes 3, but that's really cool. I'll definitely look into them then. Yeah, so I'm really excited. It's at like 57%. So that'll be cool. And I also plan to, I may get some, if I get like gifts for Christmas that I'm not really a fan of because my parents like to buy me things and like they want it to be a surprise aside from the record player that I don't want. If I have anything I want to return, I'm definitely going to put the money towards a banjo too. Because I'm really excited. I'm like really, really determined. Also, Emo Hoppy and I wonder what Hoppa's favorite beatdown hardcore band is. I feel like all of the Mises, anybody associated with the Mises Institute listens to hardcore. It's just a thing. Am I wrong? I feel like they all do. I just truly feel this way. Is that why they're so cool? I don't know. Can someone confirm or deny this? Do you all listen to hardcore at the Mises Institute? It's real. It's a real thing. It's like the best stereotype ever. Like everyone at Mises listens to hardcore. Is this a wrong assumption? I just know Hoppa's vibing over there. He's just vibing to some hardcore band. I just know he is. It's real. I just made it up. Spread the rumor. It's true. Listen to in Capistan, my boss likes hardcore. I swear, man, everybody there likes hardcore. John Smith, pretty sure a person's ability to play banjo is directly related to how few forks they have in their family tree. Listen, I don't perpetuate anti-white stereotypes, okay? But I'm adopted, so who knows? I don't know what listen to Incapistan. What? What are you talking about? I just don't know. This has been a really fun stream, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed something more laid back like this, that we just kind of hang back and like don't need to necessarily talk about politics. So we did a tiny bit, but it's kind of nice to just sit back and enjoy things. And if you are not a person that likes Rush, I guess that's fine. I guess, but I think everyone can appreciate Incapistan by J-Reg. No, J-Reg is very annoying. I generally do not think he's funny at all, to be honest. Like, it's fine if you guys think it's funny. I just, like, that sense of humor, it's just not my sense of humor at all. Music talk is always fun. That is true. I do like to talk music. Every once in a while, it's nice to just take a break from politics, talk about Rush and our favorite music. It really is. So, yeah, this was really fun. I've been streaming for about an hour now, so I am gonna go. Couple things I would like to mention. One, Banjo Fund, because yeah, I don't use my e-girl powers often, but I just really want a banjo. Okay, guys. Two, I have new merchandise up on my store that's linked in the description down below. If you are a person who doesn't just to like to give people money and feel like you're not getting anything besides like YouTube videos back, you can get cool t-shirts. I have several different designs. A lot of them are sweatshirts and long sleeve shirts and hoodies. I put up a variety of different things. There's some mugs on there. There's stickers. Down below is the link to my store. The other thing that's going on that I want you guys to check out, if you like Hans Hermann Hoppe, Hoppien.org's store is also listed in the description down below, and they have a bunch of really cool t-shirt designs. So if you feel weird about supporting a woman and it's a little too e-girl simpy for you, please support Hoppien.org. Their store t-shirt shop is linked in the description down below too. Treat yourself for something for Christmas. It'll be great. It'll be really fun. I promise. So, those are the things I would like you guys to check out. You guys can see where I am on social media in the description down below. I am doing okay, so I have realized that Friday, when I normally stream, is Christmas Eve. So I'm going to stream on Christmas Eve. It just might not be in the evening. I'm going to see. The best way to find out when I'm actually going to stream, exactly when I'm going to start, is to join my Telegram channel, which is linked in the description down below. If you haven't joined my public Telegram channel, it's just like a Discord, except there's no grooming. Join that in the description down below. And then you'll know when I'm streaming. I am for sure streaming tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Time over on Twitch. My Twitch is just twitch.tv/KenziePuff. Very easy to find. I'll be playing Genshin Impact, but we also chat about whatever you guys want to chat about while I'm playing. I do my best to be super chatty while I'm playing that game. So it's basically just like a stream night, except I'm actually get to play video games while I talk to you guys. And then Friday, I will also be over on Twitch. I'm just not sure if I'm going to do a night stream yet. Depends on when church falls, so we'll see. But if I don't see you guys, this is for a lot of you, it's probably going to be the last stream that you might see me this week if you don't watch me on Twitch. So, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Have a great holiday. Go spend time with your families. Let's not listen to people that say that you shouldn't spend time with your family around this time of year. Listen to me instead. I'm telling you, go spend time with your family. Family is important, and it's Christmas. Do it for Jesus. I'm just saying. Anyway, everybody have a great Christmas. Thank you all for stopping by. I will hopefully see some of you tomorrow night on my Twitch stream, and I am going to do a stream on Twitch at some point on Christmas Eve. I don't know what time yet, but I always do Friday streams, and of course, Christmas Eve fell on a Friday, so I think that'll be fun. I'll wear my Santa hat. It'll be fun. I want to wear a costume. So Christmas Eve stream, gonna wear a costume over on Twitch. Game. It'll be fun. Be there. If not, everyone, have a great holiday. Thank you for coming tonight. Happy 2112 day. Go listen to some Rush or whatever music you fancy. And I will see you guys either next Tuesday after Christmas or on my streams later this week. And have a great night, everyone.